What is going on, guys? Donnie coming to you live from Osawa, Japan, Pinku Style Podcast. Live in the garage this time, first time for everything. And I got a lot of stuff going on. Got the event coming up tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick podcast while I'm dropping this engine in. So I'll talk loud to talk over the noise and everything. Throwing this engine in, pretty much an all-nighter again to get another engine ready for the event tomorrow. And the cool thing about this engine right here is I'll be selling this RB26. I got a few more RB26. This one is kind of cool because this is the first one I put together back in 2012. I just pretty much took it apart, took it to the machine shop, went 5-over with the pistons, and essentially put pistons and rods in it, put it back together and everything, man. So it's the engine I've been drifting on for a while. And I'm gonna get rid of it because I want to get something else. I want to get something newer, and I'll use the money from this to buy that. So this will be coming up for sale soon. So you'll get to see the engine tested before you buy it. Actually on the track tomorrow. So I'm gonna throw this in and get to it and everything. So wanted to do this, man, because I've been kind of slacking on the podcast, and I just been busy, man. Like and I want to definitely tell people what's going on and everything and stuff like that. But trust me, man, busy. As you guys see out there who follow me, parts development, wheels, brakes, suspension, all that stuff like that. So I've got a ton of stuff going on, so I need honestly 48 hours in a day. So, those out there who are waiting for me to get things done, it's just what it is. I want to apologize because when I first opened, I was saying fast. And that worked for a little bit, but as your business grows, you got to slow down actually a little bit because you start getting into too many things. You'll start getting too many people around you, things like that, and so the audio, of course, is not going to be pro and all that stuff like that. But they get the point across. And because this is going to last as long as it takes me to put this engine in there. And as you can see, I'm working by myself always. So again, this will last as long as it takes me to drop this engine in, and then pretty much I'll talk a little bit after that and get to it because I got a lot of stuff to do for the event tomorrow. So biggest thing, man, I want to for this podcast, I guess the theme of this, man, is just checking your relationships, and just confirming who you're dealing with, man, because the person you met 5 years ago is not the person you're dealing with today, and also me, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago because my business went to a different place. I've matured and things like that, but still the little bit of you is still there. I mean, the core of you is there, but you do change a little bit, and change is good. If you're not changing and evolving, you're not really doing it, and you're staying the same. So hate to say it, but it's like those people that you see on your timeline that they keep bringing up stuff like homecoming and shit like that, and prom and stuff like that. Like, dude, I graduated, literally been out of high school now for over 20 years. I've been out of high school. Well, actually, 20 years exactly. 2003, I graduated late. I was supposed to graduate class of 2001, but I failed 6th grade, got held back in kindergarten or whatever. And you see those people on your timeline, man, they still talk about high school shit. You know what I mean? Like, I did some cool stuff. I did won championships in high school football, lacrosse, and everything, man. But to keep it real, man, I was only known a little bit because of what I kind of did in sports. Other than that, I was like considered a lame cat in high school. I didn't even go to prom because I just didn't want to go do that shit, man. I was home building computers. Actually, the night of prom, I went street racing down at I don't want to say where it's at, but I went street racing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was into and everything. And flash forward 20 years, I'm in Japan, talking to you guys from my performance tuning shop, which is the only Gaijin operated performance tuning shop legal that I know of on mainland. There might be some other ones out there now, but they're not doing what I'm doing. They're not classified how I'm classified. So I keep saying that. Nobody's challenging me until they do challenge me. I mean, it's cool if it is, but that's just a cool selling point. We got Seth, my guy down in Wonder Gaijin down in Okinawa. And then, of course, you guys know Bill at B&M and a few other guys down there. Bill has kind of like changed trajectory a little bit. So down in Okinawa, which they don't consider mainland. So I can say that I'm not on mainland. I'm talking about performance. I don't work on nothing but performance cars, so this is for the guys in Masawa. I'm not taking a jab at Big D's. Big D's does what he does, and that's regular cars, performance cars mixed in there, but he's not a tuning shop. I'm a tuning shop. So for the guys who are watching or going to share this around, this is what I'm saying. So just saying that, what I'm saying, I got a lot of stuff going on, and one thing I want to talk about, again, I keep saying one thing I want to talk about, And I'm busy as hell, but I just feel like I have to vent and get the stuff off. I mean, it helps me recenter. The podcast, I haven't done it in a while, and it helps me to really bring things back to center when I do these podcasts and when I just talk, get my ideas out, because essentially it's just me here all the time, all day. I'm here, I mean, outside of my family time, I'm here easily 15, 16 hours a day, every day, always. And but I don't deal with you, the customer or client, outside of those hours. So I mean, people don't take this the wrong way and think you can show up 8 o'clock, because you can't. You'll get turned around. Like, a lot of people barricaded, and I'll tell you, go away. I'll see you tomorrow. But the biggest thing, man, is like saying it to say is I guarantee you, man, there's somebody watching this video, and you're waiting on somebody to do something for you or get something done for you that you don't require yourself to wait on and everything. So don't wait on people, man. Don't wait on people to do stuff for you. Again, and this is not directed to anybody, because you guys know me. And I got a few guys I'm waiting to talk to you actually about that. I get with my people, so this is not an indirect whatever. If I sent you a message or called you or sent you an email and I said, hey, we need to talk, we need to talk. So this is not, I'm not talking around anybody, and it's not that type of, I don't understand why people get on Facebook and have buddies and friends and try to do that pseudo call-out shit. Call them out. If you're going to call them out, call them out. Don't beat around the bush about it and everything. Call them out and everything. So, and talk to them and let them know what they're doing wrong, or stuff like that. And also just check on your good relationships, not just drama stuff, man. Just check on your relationships and make sure everybody is good to go, man. Because people change, man. And like, don't assume people are the same way. And I got some people that I got to get with, man, because I feel like their energy. I feel like their energy is not the same as it was. Goddamn. Their energy is not the same as it was when I first met them or whatever, man. So I just want to confirm with them that we're good to go. Take this out of the way, because I don't need that right now. Car started up a little bit, but not right now. But yeah, what I was saying was you need to get with people and confirm that the energy is still the same. Again, you change, they change, things change, and a lot of things are misunderstood. Unless they're clarified, man, you'll have things going around. That's to me, that's if the relationship is worth it, because everybody ain't worth your time, man. And some people who ain't worth my time, I just let them fall off and fade away. So it's good to go. Good for me, man. So I don't have people like, I don't want too many people around me. So I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that, man. 1 second, guys, doing this. Do a little safety here, get this thing hooked up, and I can continue talking. Alright. Now, I love this. Is one of my favorite tools right here. This it's like a 5,000-pound hoist I got suspended from the ceiling, so I can pick up the engine anytime I want. I can pick up a whole damn car if I need to, as long as it's right here in this path. Love this thing, man. Oh. Right, put your fingers right there. Get smacked off. So you just got the transfer passed off. One lift to one lift. But yeah, man. So I got the event coming up tomorrow, and I got my help. I had help from Alan Arcega, and essentially Alan, my wife, and that's pretty much been it. Jared, I get out. Jared helped me out with some stuff. I don't want to say what he did exactly because it's cool. And he does some stuff for me to help the event out and everything. Let this down a little bit, give it a shot. And yeah, man. So the event's going tomorrow. It's essentially like 1,300 right now, or whatever time it is. I think it's like 13 something. I got to go pick up some stuff, pick up food for tomorrow, whatever. Engine will be, I'm going to sit the engine in there and then go and do my stuff and come back pretty much late at night and then wrap everything up. Cool thing is I got this cool dyno right behind me, so now I don't have, that's the best thing, man, about the sacrifice and everything to get these tools. It just makes my program better, and customers, it makes my customer and clients better. And being able to put the car on a dyno and get a tune on, before I even get, and actually not tune, because it's the same thing, I just refresh and stuff. The compression ratio is the same, so nothing's really changed like that. Injector size is the same, but I got to go back there and refresh some stuff. It is a fresh engine. Compression is going to be up a little bit, but it's just great to be able to strap on a dyno, get a tune on off the dyno onto the truck, man. It's just a blessing to be able to do that, and it's been a lot of sacrifice. And one of the things has been, it's like I haven't been in FD, haven't been in D1. Like I told a few guys, people like, and again, this is some people I got to get with, man, because people like to assume you're in a certain place. Like, dude, I'm 40 years old. Like, what you see in your shutters, because right now everybody's the same way. I'm not different. And that view focus, my thing is growing my business. So I don't care about going to FD events. I don't care about going to D1 events. I don't care about going to Matsuri. I don't care about going to all this bullshit that people try to pull you. And I love saying no. If it's not what I want to do or what I'm interested in, cut my arm off. All right. So what I was saying though is I like saying no. I like saying no to people because they're not used to being saying no. They're used to being bullshitted and things like that. And I'd like to say no because what it does is saves me time. It saves you time. So, people ask you to go places and do things for them. And you're like, dude, I don't want to do that shit. If it aligns with what you want to do, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I see my guy Ben sign on. I can't say everybody, but I've seen Ben in there. And Ben hit me up like 2 years ago, like, hey, man, I want to do a build. And then Ben got to work and did what we had to do and everything where he was located at. And then he hit me back up like a few months later, Ben, and he's like, hey man, I'm ready to work. I want to buy this. And it's like, bam, bam, bam. We got the car sitting out there, the chaser out there. Then we got the engine sitting right there, and then the transmission sitting right there, and the clutch right over there. So everything is rolling in, and like use Ben as an example, man. Very respectful guy. This will now be the second build. And everybody like that, man. We have a great rapport, great relationship because we understand the boundaries and stuff like that, man. So, and the cool thing about that is, like, I told some people no, like regarding like builds and stuff like that. And Ben hit me up, properly, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And like seriously, man, that's all it took was respect. I've had to, and I talked to those guys personally, so again, I'm not gonna say names, but I've had some people who I've done stuff for, and they were friends and stuff like that. And I kept telling them, hey man, I don't do shit like this. I don't do stuff like this. And where you're trying to push me, we're gonna end up getting me really pissed off, and we're not gonna be friends anymore. So before we do that, let's go ahead and stop. Let's go ahead and stop this right now. Let's get your car back, and let's move on because you want a certain kind of service that I'm not gonna give, and it's not gonna work like that. But again, people try to push you. People try to push you where they think you are and where you are. And the thing is, the stuff I put out there, the stuff I put online has already been in works for like a year or months before I put it online. Because in the past you put stuff out there and it doesn't come to fruition. Then you sound like you're talking shit a lot. So I don't like to put stuff out there until contracts are signed. The ink is dry. Blah blah blah, and then I got the product on the way and stuff like that. That's the way I like to move because you're the client. I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and I want to be able to answer those questions with authority and not I guess, about, I assume, estimate. Fuck all that, man. You want quotes exact. You want your money to be put out there exactly. I want my time to be accounted for, and we want to be happy, man. So all that beating around the bush shit. That's why I don't do. When you see me in the commissary, I don't even like to talk to guys. You see me in the commissary, I don't want to talk about estimates and shit like that because this is not my work. I don't come to your fucking workplace or wherever you are, and that's just not. I don't want to talk about it in the serial. So hit me up by email, come to my shop, by appointment, and we'll get it done and stuff like that. But yeah, man. Again, I just want. Again, I'm talking right now, but let me jack this engine up so I can throw this thing in there. So. You guys like this dude gonna like swap an engine while he's talking? Like, yeah, because I've done this shit a lot of times, man. So I'm good to go. And as you can see, there's nobody here right now. There's just me. And that's what that's what I wanted to talk about, man. The guys who do follow drifting or Formula Drift, I don't envy or idolize anybody because that's not my thing. Because my thing is like whatever I do, you're a peer what I do. So you know what I mean. I'm a pro driver. I got to clarify that I have pro license under King of what's called now Drift Kings International, which was King of Asia. I drove with Daigo, I drove with Nakamura, I drove with a handful of guys out there, got top 16, blah, 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 certified myself. So, and then I went away and started my business now 7 years ago, right? So in that 7 years, all these new guys that came along, all these new parts that came along, blah, 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 I got new parts out. And people, again, they're new to the game, and they see their vision areas like right here, so they don't even take a chance and go back. I don't know what it is about you new guys that are like 28 and under. You guys don't fucking go. You guys don't look at history, man. I don't know what the guys who are my age and we're like into history because we were that last generation that had Encyclopedia Britannica and shit. We didn't have phones, and then we got the phones. You guys straight grew up with phones, so all you see is what's on fucking TikTok and all that bullshit. So you guys don't look at history, and like even when it comes to myself, I'm not saying look me up, but I'm saying like, you know what I mean, you can find out who you're dealing with really easy by looking on YouTube. I got over 1,000 videos now on YouTube, meaning I got videos posted before you were born. So you can go back and see that all the shit you're trying to tell me, I should do this, I should do that, I was doing before you were born. I was literally doing before you were born, and you're telling me what I should be doing, dude. That's like, if Picasso was here, I want to tell Picasso, man, hey man, you should switch over to Photoshop because it'll be better. Like, he don't fucking care about, he got oil paintings or whatever he painting on and his canvas, that's what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? So leave Picasso alone, leave me alone, let me do what I gotta do. But you know, a lot of guys, man, they just kind of see where you're at this present moment, and then they try to gauge and put you there and everything. And this is people that you know, that you already know, people you're gonna meet, and people try to place you where they want to place you at, man. And it's really not a cool thing to do that. And the one thing about a lot of guys who are not, people who are not confrontational, you know what I mean, you guys kind of spend a lot of time like, trying to tell people, hey man, I'm not like this, I'm not like that, blah, blah, blah. And, you waste a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta let people know how it is, how you want to be treated, stuff like that. And people move accordingly. So telling people, hey man, no, that's not what it is. There's nothing wrong with that, and I do a lot of that. I do a lot of that when guys come here and tell me, guys just get off the fucking plane back to Masawa. They probably were here before, and I had this happen a couple of times. And they tell me what I should be doing, and this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, where the fuck have you been the last, 7 years, 8 years? You just PCS back. We didn't hang out when you were here. Now you're back in Masawa. You just came to my shop with a shit ton of Skyline Supers and everything laying around, right? And then you're telling me how to fucking what I should be doing. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I don't know who you are, where you've been, the last 7 years or whatever. Now you're coming back, and you're not invested into my company. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't. Why do you care about what I'm doing and everything? You don't know what I got going on. So what about what I got going on? So like, how about, I said recently to one guy, like, hey. He was saying, you should do this, do that. I'm like, hey, well, how about this suspension I got right here? I was holding my coilover. How about these wheels I just developed? How about this fucking dyno I got right here? How about the lifts I got right here? How about the fucking shop that I got? This is my 3rd year in business. I outgrew my last shop and moved here. How about that? 4 years ago. And, people like, I don't tolerate that, and that's disrespectful. And if I go to somebody's shop or whatever, man, I'm just at somebody's shop. Where I meet somebody, I'm just meeting that person and talking to them. I'm not telling them how to run their life. I don't fucking even know who they are, man. You know what I mean? So people do that shit a lot. It burns me up, pisses me off, and I don't tolerate it, man. So when you think I'm being short with you or whatever, it's not. Trust me, man. It's not like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to try to be like a smart ass or whatever, man. It's just that I don't need your input. If I want your input, I'll ask you for it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not asking you for your input, don't give me your input. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people need to learn how to do is don't speak when you're not, when it's not a point to speak or give your advice. Because if somebody needs your advice, they would ask, hey man, what do you think? What do you think I should do in this situation? Or what do you think I should do? Blah blah blah. But don't just come up to people and like you be opening your fucking mouth. You know what I mean? And telling people what to do, stuff like that. So I don't tolerate it, and I shut people down a lot. And I'm pretty sure when they leave here in their car and drive away, they're like, "Oh man, that guy is aggressive," and all that typical shit they talk about black. I don't know why black people are aggressive, but nobody else is aggressive. So everybody else is allowed to say what they gotta say. But when it's like a dark skinned dude, aggression is applied and everything. So I don't know what that is, but stop that bullshit. It's not aggressive. It's being fucking direct. And it's not being. I'm a dick or like I'll never say that because I'm not a dick. I'm not an asshole. But I keep it straight. Now to you, if I'm saying what you don't want to hear, then yeah, I am. But that's not It's not my problem, that's your problem. So, yeah, man. You know, and I guess with the product placement I've been having recently and talking about my products and stuff like that, man, one thing that kind of like pissed me off, like irritate me a little bit is people like will spend $5,000, $6,000 on a company they don't fucking know. And then, like, you know, you got a buddy or somebody out there to make a part or whatever, man. And like, I bought plenty of my buddies' parts, and will continue to support my people as long as the products is tested, the product is proven and stuff like that. So I'll continue to do that for my guys. Not blindly buying just because you're my friend, and I don't expect nobody to blindly buy anything for me just because we're friends. I do appreciate the ones who do. So, but man, like, straight up ignoring like somebody else's like stuff or whatever, man, that kind of stings a little bit. And it's like, why are you hating, man? And then, like, the people, like, yeah, it's hating, jealousy. That's a thing. I lost a bunch of Japanese friends in the last 7 years, associates or I thought were friends. I lost a lot of American friends. I lost a lot of friends that were like, 20 years ago when I started and everything, they felt like they were above me. And that's the thing that's one dynamic. I don't have that complex because I've accomplished a lot in my life. I will continue to accomplish things. It's just how I make things happen because I work towards accomplishments. That's like people got habits, right? One of my habits is like, what's next? I got the shop, okay, what's next? I got this part, okay, what next? I built this engine, I've got this, okay, what's next? That's my thing. And people who make a lot of money, that's how they think. What's next? Floyd Mayweather does not have to fight, but why is he fighting? Conor McGregor and all these guys, they don't have to fight again, but they is something in them that got them to that point, and you don't just turn it off. Some people do turn it off, but most people don't turn it off. So it's always like, what's next, man? And that what's next kind of, it propels me and puts me in places I want to be. And I know where I want to be, man. Granted that my health is good, is good, and my life is spared, and I'm not like suddenly taken out by probability when you go outside, man. It could be your last day. I hate to get morbid, but that's how I was. I survived 3 years in Iraq, collectively, over 40 missions, convoys. Any one of those nights, man, we lost a handful of guys out there, in a handful, like literally a handful of people, a handful too much. We lost people out there doing a mission. Let me start working, man. I'm like kind of getting into the podcast. That's why I haven't been doing the podcast much. But we lost a good amount of people in Iraq, and my team and myself, we could have been one of those guys there, man. And I was, been in some crazy situations, and was able to rely on training and things like that, and we got home safe and everything. And I got hit by IED a couple of times on the truck, not my body, but if that armor wasn't there, it would have been I would have got hit by the IED. So for the guys wondering, man, what do you do to work out? This is all I do, man, is lift engines and stuff like that. I don't do anything else. But yeah, any one of those. So any one of those missions out there could have been my last mission, but it wasn't. I made it through. And as a result, here in Japan, there's no fucking IEDs nowhere. There's no Haji Bobs nowhere. I'm not in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I've been through all that stuff, man. So I'm not going to allow some BS people, man, to get me on my rockers here in Misawa and stuff like that. Or allow people to come at me a certain kind of way, man. Again, it doesn't matter who you are. I think, again, you have a right, as long as it's in your bubble, you're not interfering with nobody else. I'm in my zone, in my business. I'm not doing nothing to nobody. I'm providing the services that I said I'm going to provide. So everything's good. You know what I mean? But you have a right to come within your circle, man. You know what I mean? And try to disrupt things and disrupt what you got going on. It's not cool. It's not cool at all, man. So there's nothing wrong with that. Setting people straight and doing what you got to do. All right, so let me first start doing a podcast while I'm loading this heavy engine up in there and everything. But again, safety is safety. This engine is creaking and cracking, man, but it's in good shape. All right, so right there, so push it back. Trying to rotate this a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. Probably like, this guy gonna do an engine swap live? Like, yeah, man. Been doing this for quite some time now, and got a good handle on what it is I'm doing there. It's all about the angles. This out of there. I might be a little bit quiet now because, again, I do want to focus. And no matter, even though I've done it a lot of times, I want to make sure I got it clear. Clear. Transmission lined up. The hardest part of this always, man, is getting the. I left the transmission in because there's nothing wrong with that. So just making sure you don't smash any of that, because you're gonna have a whole good day until you smash up like any connectors here. Pull on something, tug on something, so that clear free right there. And then gonna go on this side. Clear, clear. Clear on this side, ton of space, this out of the way. But yeah, man. So, like I said, literally dropping this thing in to spin around tomorrow a little bit on some moderate boost settings, because I don't want to, you know, get too crazy on it. But at the same time, yeah, just want to get it in there. So we got this guy. So I'll give you guys some tips, man. Well, I got stuff here. I never really I've done some videos on RV stuff. But I haven't really done any like talking stuff like this. If you're gonna, you know, this is appreciation for you taking your time to watch my video, check in, whatever. If you're doing an RV swap, specifically RV26, because of the way the mounts are set up and the way the oil pan is, and even though this is rear-wheel drive, it's still some of this all-wheel drive stuff kind of creeps in. One cool thing you can do is take the mounts off. Take the engine mounts completely off. It gives you like a little bit of space to move the engine up and down. And then once you get those in, you jack it up, slide the mounts in, and you're good to go. So if you work by yourself like I do, this is the way I do it. Because again, I don't want to, I don't want to sound like I'm crying for help and shit. But I do it like this, man, because again, I do work by myself. And it's just the best way for by yourselfers, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm on a tangent right now. So what I was saying a little bit ago, and then I always do this now. I go on tangents and shit, start talking, whatever. I was saying that a long time ago, I don't idolize or whatever anybody, but one dude I do like, I give props to is Mike Essa, man. Michael Essa. And Stan wins, and the reason why, there you go, clicked in that easy. That's just the numbers, man. It's just like, it's just knowing what the fuck to do. That's all. So essentially, I just got to push it back. I've had it sometimes where the spline's lined right up, man, and it just went right in, and bam, went back. So I just got to get my my socket so I can rotate this. Get my socket so I can rotate this. So pretty much on there. So just gotta put it in gear. Put it in gear because you don't want two rotating assemblies lock one or the other, engine or the transmission. Damn, look at it. Am I locked? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Damn, that's it. So the engine's in. Input shafts lined up. I just moved the car with the, as you can see, the car is moving. The car is moving with the, oh shit, I took it out again. All right, so we stop playing around. Push it back. So, there you go, guys. Engine's locked in. So, I just let it down a little bit and then run a couple bolts in there. Set it on the mounts and just put it together. So we got that guy. Push it back a little bit more. So again, guys, it's a twin disc. So I want to make sure it's all the way through the center hub, all the way in the input shaft, and we got it in there. So. Yeah, engine's in. So again, I was doing a lot of talking because I know how long it takes me to do shit, and I know what I got to do to get stuff done. So we got the engine in there. Input shaft is lined up. Now what I'm going to do is let the transmission down. Let the transmission down, and now we're locked in. Then I go from up here because I have a shit ton of space. I throw a bolt right in the top there, draw that in, and we're all done. So that's it. Engine's in. I'll do the rest when I come back. Just confirm that. And yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. That's it. So what is it? What is this? I'm not even sure. Anyway, not a popular guy, I guess. So I only got one person watching, whatever. But I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. But yeah, so in the time frame, whatever. I did more damn talking than swap stuff. That's why I don't do a lot of podcasts, because I kind of get on a ramble, not like a rant, as one of my guys said the other day. Not a rant. A rant is when you talk a lot of shit without purpose and you don't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I use these as clarification, and I actually do stuff about what I got to talk about and do what I got to do. And these are pretty cool stuff, man. So if you're just talking shit out there, then you're just talking shit. So anyway, engine's in, and the time frame it took me to do this little podcast right here. I got to go and do a bunch of other stuff and run around. A shit ton of stuff actually before tomorrow, and I got about roughly 3 hours or so before like everything starts to shut down. And anyway, so I'm gonna come back prioritizing. Again, I knew I got a lot of stuff to do, so you got to pick and choose. What was drop the engine in. That way, that's the most major thing I got to do. I got to swap wheels, put some fuel in it, and do an alignment. But the engine's in there. Literally, I got to just fasten that stuff up. I know my work. I know my craft. I know my specs. So I know the engine's going to start up. There's no leaks because I double and triple check that and everything. And that's just one of my cool things. I like start up engines and nothing happens. So what I was saying again, we'll wrap up on my final thought. My final thought was I really give a lot of respect to guys like Mike Essa. Formula Drift guy. I think he just retired from the game. I think last season was his last season. He's won a championship. He has Stanbro Williams as his only mechanic, man. And that's why, again, I don't know Michael personally, never talked to him, and nothing like that. But the fact that it was him and Stanbro, and like there was a few other hands in there here and there, but primarily for 99.99% of the time, it was just Mike and Stan. And I had Stanbro Williams on a podcast. Very awesome guy. He worked for Falcon. Not sure what he's doing right now, but he's always engaged with cars and motorsports. And it was just those two guys, man. They ripped through a whole season, and they got the championship, man. And yeah, you got RTR, you got all these guys running around now, stuff like this with like pretty much unlimited bank accounts, stuff like that. And all the clout chasing. And this is the clout chasing from the old guys, new guys. All you guys are wrapped up in that bullshit, man. And do what you gotta do for that, have fun with that, man, but at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, you're a fake person. You're being fake to a lot of people, and that will eventually come to light. So again, those two guys, man, they jammed, they got it done, got the championship. And right, for a guy like me, I'm not saying this is how you should roll, but this is how I roll. I don't need or want a lot of people around me all the time. So I mean, like, I got an event tomorrow, that's cool. Everybody's in unison at an event, and that's cool. But I don't need, on a average day, I don't need a lot of people around me, man, because you just got too many damn people in your circle, too many people in your face. You can't get shit done. This guy's smoking, this guy's drinking, this guy's doing whatever the fuck he's doing. You don't need, so anybody out there who's somebody out there, man, this message, man, somebody out there is you're waiting for somebody out there on your buddy list to do something for you again. I said this in the beginning. You're waiting for somebody out there to do something for you, man. Don't fucking wait. Unless it's like a safety thing, or you gotta have one person over there to push this button and one person over there to push that button. If it's not required, do it your fucking self, man. Like, do me a favor, man, and like, don't wait on people, because if I waited on people, I would not be here. Man. So I just want to leave out on that, man. I got a lot of stuff to do, wrapping up here, and I got the event tomorrow. So again, this is a quick deal. I want to see how fast I can do it while I'm talking to somebody. And naturally, you can't do too many things at one time, man. So definitely being good at stuff, multitasking. You're only meant to do one thing at a time, man. It's hard to do multiple things at a time, man. So you know what I mean? You know, there's, you know, I'm gonna keep it PG-13. I was about to say something that was R-rated, but I'm gonna keep it PG-13. Well, it's not PG-13 because I said F a few times, so it's rated R. But yeah, so this is gonna be Dai signing out from the South Japan, the first of its kind Pinku Style Garage podcast. And yeah, man, I might do this a lot more because I'm going upstairs and setting up and everything, and I just ain't got time for it. So it's gonna be Dai signing out from the South Japan, Pinku Style. See you guys. We're gonna be there tomorrow, August 20th, Kitty and I. Peace. How you turn this thing off, man?